I created a massive document containing every Green Day lyric ever written to find out the most used word in the band's catalog. This is the 24 most used words in Green Day lyrics. Stick around to the end for Billie Joe's most used word ever, and also some secret info about how this idea came to pass. 7 years has gone so fast. To make this list as interesting as possible, we skipped common words because if we were doing the technical version of this, Billie Joe's favorite words would be I'm like, well, say, want one. And that's kind of boring. So let's get into the non-boring version.
Much like a certain organ. More on that later. I thought Loser would be higher within Green Day's state of mind, but it's last right in. Many of these lower entries are the buzzwords jam-packed into 21st Century Breakdown. Class, America, free, which is calf, scream, and fire are making their mark as we get into more frequent usages of words. Enemy is another from Breakdown, but let's be real. Other than Restless Heart Syndrome, nearly 100% of these enemies are coming from your enemy.
The only other one that I can think of offhand is Armitage Shanks. My own worst friend and my own closest. Now we enter the passing grades of yesteryear with Girl barely scraping by with 72 mentions. Green Day have been singing about women from the 1980s to present day with song titles like The Judge's Daughter, Christy Road, Hashinka, Macy, What's Her Name, Amanda, Gloria, Ashley, Amy, Maria, Olivia, not Oliver, and that's just to name a few. So it's no surprise that Girl has 72 mentions. 1972.
Groovy, baby. We are looking at the words that get us all the way up to the number 11 spot. And then you're going to be looking at my beautiful face here in a second. So prepare yourself.
I am personally running through the top 10 Green Day words because they are epic. And we gotta get some one-on-one with the pale face. Red eyes, red light specials, rednecks, and more red lights. Billie Joe's been hanging out in the wrong part of town. But you know what? When I was making this video, I realized that red was just sort of a common part of a lot of words, a million other words. And that Green Day really don't sing about red lights too much. Outside of the trilogy, it's not really a thing. Number 10, most said Green Day word, is light. You'd think that darkness would be a more common theme, but there are only 15 instances of darkness and 91 mentions of light. But there's a catch. It's mostly lights going down, going out. It's often more about the loss of light rather than the spark in the night of the darkness. Number 9, blood. Talk about blood loss and loss of control. Billie Joe sings about bad blood, red blood, cold blood, sour blood, bloodshot eyes, toxic blood, chasing bitter pills with blood, poison and blood, surging blood, sacrificing, and maybe even some drinking and cussing. 92 gallons of effing blood. I mean, mentions of blood. What a mess. Okay, they tell me I'm a little cringe. I gotta chill out. Number 8, most used Green Day word. Never has been sung 95 times. Billie Joe's Never Going to Give You Up. Number 7, the mind is a terrible thing to lose. But if you lose yours, please see Billie Joe Armstrong. He talks about the mind 114 times in his poetic jabs at this thing called life. Number 6 will come into play later in this video, so stick around for that. Number 6 is heart, and there have been 118 hearts within the complete lyrics to Green Day. Sometimes hearts are crossed or broken. At other times, it's not where your home is. And at even other times, they beat differently. Some hearts are shallow or recycled, while others show less mercy. They are knifed, held like a device of war, and a woman's heart has its own apocalypse within the Green Day oeuvre. In American Idiot, a man's heart actually beats away from him, leaving him standing alone. From being washed in misery to being given away, Billie Joe really needs to protect his tattooed heart a little bit better than he has in the past 40 years. Let's try to help him do that. Cinco. We talked about light and dark, but here is the night we felt alive. Eve 6 reference. Night is mentioned 156 times, and this one is a little bit more well balanced, with the positive and negative lyric motifs being near equal with the night. And Green Day are night owls. There's a little bonus tidbit. Owls are scary when they're like shaved. Is love. I thought that nothing beat love. I thought that love is all we need. But it's actually number 4. There are more important things to Green Day than love. May sound a little rough, don't want to fall in love. That big, dirty 4-letter word. Every single Green Day album deals with love or the lack of it to a degree. If that degree were 1 billion degrees. 156 mentions of love in the Green Day catalog. Yes, it is tied with night to those owl-eyed viewers, but love conquers all, or whatever. Number 3, Green Day lyric of all time, away. Nearly all instances of away in Green Day are a girl walking away from Billie Joe. I don't know how many girlfriends that he had before marrying Adrienne in the 90s, but they all dumped him by walking away from him dramatically.
Yeah, I don't look like a dork.
Number 2, most used Green Day word in a lyric. All Billie Joe knows is he don't know nothing, and yet he sings the word no 211 times over the course of Green Day's career. He knows it's not perfect. He knows that he's crazy and lazy. He knows that you're the best thing in town, and oddly enough, that a platypus is going to succumb to natural processes, or that one did in the winter of 1997. A very nasty, gnarly platypus. Let's get some movie magic. Oh, did you see that? That's my crane operator. I get a lot of use out of it. I'm here for a few more minutes, folks, not all night. The number 1 Green Day word used in a lyric of all time in space and coffee. It's something that encapsulates all other things that Green Day have sung about. It cannot be escaped. It is everywhere and nowhere all at once. Even Hootie and the Blowfish have a song about this horrific topic. This is what Green Day are all about. And you're about to find out here right now on this channel from this pale dude. Hey, Chihuahua, are we allowed to talk about this on YouTube? Are we allowed to say this word on YouTube? No, actually, I did not count in this video the expletives. That might be another video if you guys want that. It can be kind of tricky with the algorithm. But the number 1 most used Green Day word of all time is time itself. Time is what Billie Joe Armstrong has been obsessed with for his entire life. And he has sang about time
224 times in Green Day songs. Good times, real times, waste of time, marching out of the times, and lifetime guarantees. Green Day have sang about time more than the amount of songs that they have on studio albums, which is around 170 tracks. If time were somehow divided by each song, Billie is saying time 1.3 times in every single Green Day song. Now, my math does include all the B-sides and rarities for the painfully OCD, so maybe there's one or two where Billie's not crooning about the last time. But
Yes, Green Day are obsessed with time more than anything else. How did I come up with such a stupid YouTube video idea, you ask? As a Green Day superfan since the Good Riddance single, don't judge me. Everybody starts somewhere with punk rock. I started noticing that Billie Joe and company sang about hearts a great deal, and I started walking around alone thinking about Green Day being obsessed with hearts and how they were just all about the hearts. Oh, my brothers and sisters, it turns out the hearts, our heart is the 6th most used word by Green Day, as we discovered earlier in the video. I'm not Justin Bieber, you mother Biebers! I hope you had the time of your life watching this video, although that's corny and highly unlikely. Be sure to check out my other videos. I have 2,000 light years of videos about Green Day on the channel, so check those out.